Hey y'all, I've got the Reiter violin here, the Alien 2, and it sounds awesome, but I wanted to cut some of the highs off. So on the output, there's the red and the ground down in there, and I used a kit with a bunch of different caps, and I found some that work pretty good between kind of 47 and these are a lot smaller, 10 nanofarads, 15, 22, 33, kind of in that range. And I was trying different ones, and they were certainly cutting different ranges of the frequency off. And it was driving me nuts, like which one's the best one. So I thought, heck, just put a pot in here, like for a guitar. So I got the 250K audio taper. I found that 500K doesn't cut evenly, but this is the range. So I thought of maybe mounting it like this, and that'd be kind of goofy. I didn't want to cut a hole in the plastic cover. So I thought, oh, look at that. There's some space right there. I could just glue it on right there. So I'm going to use this plumber's goop stuff, and you'd want to use it right around the edge where you can pull it off if you wanted, grab it with pliers. But read the label because it's toxic. So anyway, I want to have this here and then just run wires up underneath. And I wanted some thin wires. So I got one of these USB cables that came with some device. So I had another cable and opened it all up and got all the wire out, and this is pretty thin. This is kind of the roadmap. This is a 0.22 microfarad. So I wanted to have the cap inside the case in here instead of having it right at the pot because there's not a whole lot of space going on. So that's the plan. I'm just gonna solder the wire on the side so I'll have the flat area on the bottom. This is like looking down like this. So I'm gonna try not to get that backwards. And yeah, just run a wire from here to there because I may not want to have the cap directly on there. I'm gonna put foam around it to keep it from banging around in here. I made a separate assembly here with the wires going under the lugs on the pot to come around, put the shrink wrap on there, and I left some room to where I could at least twist the wire in the cavity because I didn't want to have wires too short. I turned the violin around to get a better angle with the soldering gun coming in way down there for the ground, and then over here just put some flux on there to make it easier. On the treble and bass, those adjustments in there, the treble's on the bottom, the bass is on the top. It's weird, they're backwards. Like you turn this to the right and you get less treble. You turn it to the right over here and you get more bass. So anyway, that was gonna be my final adjustment on those. All right, this is the final deal. I got this glued on. You can see the glue kind of around the perimeter. So I glued it on the bottom around in a circle before I put it on here and then just stuck it on. And it dries in about a minute or two, enough to just stay in place, but I keep looking at it to be sure it doesn't slide off. And I got a washer on here. I drilled out the center to where I could maybe put a little sticker on the edge to find the sweet spot. To remember, but I'm putting the knob pointing this way because when I'm looking in from this direction, that'll be the 0 point. When I go just about here, it sounds like everything else is the same from there on. And I tried a linear taper pot and it was worse. I put pliers on the wires here to clamp down on the insulation. It did poke through a little bit. the wire poked through just barely, but I want that to be flat. And then I got the cap on here. Here's the tone pot the next day, and it's really solid on there. So I found the sweet spot, and you can see where the 0 point is there, and the max over there. It's about the same. So then I kind of moved the knob around until it was a good visual, and then put the sticker on there. So that works out really good. All right, this is what it sounds like. I've got the tone turned all the way to the right with no tone cut. And here it is with tone turned all the way to the left with total tone cut. And here's the sweet spot with the toothpick pointing down. So all that's kind of dry, so let's spice it up. I got some TC cores here, and some delay, and some microcosm, and a drone.